When I was 16, I was in a CCA called National Civil Defence Cadet Corps, NCDCC. We were trained to be proficient in CPR, AED, first aid, fire safety. So NCDCC was always encouraging cadets to download My Responder app, which is what me and my friends did. My Responder app basically notifies members of the public about any emergencies that is occurring nearby, such as cardiac arrest and maybe a minor fire. So anyone in the vicinity who is available can choose to respond, so you can arrive on scene the quickest. I'm 22 years old this year, and I've responded to about 45 cases, 30 cardiac arrest cases and 10 to 15 fire cases. I'm one of the more active responders. This is my secondary school. This is where I got my first case through the My Responder app. It was actually a case of cardiac arrest, and it happened, I think, 300 meters away from where I was. I wasn't expecting the case alert, so it was sudden. I was scared to respond actually because I was scared to mess up, make things worse. So yeah, I was deliberating if I should respond or not. But in the end, I chose to respond. This is actually the condo where I first responded to, my first case. So I got here after like 2 to 3 minutes run, and when I first got here, I actually got lost looking for the block. But luckily, I found a security guard and he helped guide me to the place. So when I got to the unit, I saw a lady. She was pacing around in the living room. She seemed to be in distress. So I introduced myself and said that I'm here to help. She told me that she's actually the employer, and a helper has gone into the toilet an hour ago and hasn't came out. So she went to check on her and found that she has been unconscious. The first thing I did was to check for her pulse, and she had no pulse. It was then it dawned onto me that she could have been dead for a while. I was shocked, but I still had to do what I had to do. So together with the employer, we carried the helper out of the bathroom to the living room, and it was then where the paramedics came, and so we hand over to them to take over. As I was leaving the condo, and it was then everything started to set in. It was more on what I could have done better, such as learning how to navigate, how to reach the place faster. Because in this kind of situation, cardiac arrest, every second matters. Every minute where CPR is not done on a person, the chances of survival actually decreases by 10%, which is why early arrival to the location is very, very important. Even though the first case was a late discovery and I didn't manage to save the person, I didn't give up because other cases, following cases, might not 100% be a late discovery. I want to do better the next time. For me, I don't get alert quite often, usually once every few months. And when I do get for cardiac arrest cases, usually most of the time it happens at night at around 8 to 9 p.m. Maybe because the family members came home and they find someone collapsed, which explains the late discovery cases that I often encounter. I try to respond to every case as much as I can. I don't think I've missed any cardiac arrest cases. So I try to keep my phone around me so that I can respond immediately whenever I can by keeping the things that I will be needing, such as like maybe a CPR card or my wallet. I also put my socks readily available that I can quickly grab and ready to go out. So for my preferred mode of transport, I set it to walk. So what it does is it basically alerts me to any cardiac arrest cases that is occurring within a 400-meter radius for me.
Do you know a neighbourhood well?
I would say yes. So based on the map, marking out a 400-meter radius, I picked out a location that is 400 meters away from me. And let's see how long it will take for me to get there. Ready? Go! 1 minute, 7 seconds. What that means is, if I run, this is the amount of time I will take to respond to an alert. Out of the 30 cases that I responded to, 29 cases that did not survive. A lot of the cases that I arrived to, the patient had already had no pulse. I still did everything I could to help. If the family wants me to do CPR, I'll do CPR, and I also try to assist the SCDF in any way I can. So even though 29 didn't survive, one did. And today, the SCDF team has set up a meeting for me to meet her.
Oh, ready to meet Madam?
A bit nervous because it's a bit like the situation is different from what I saw last time, you know.
Sure. No, I just want to meet you, don't worry about it. I'm sure they'll be very pleased to get in touch with you again.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning. Hello.
Hey, thanks for inviting us.
Welcome. Yeah, good to see you.
Hey.
Hi.
你最近怎么样？
哦，现在啊，现在是好像好多了，
哦，那就很好了。
可以出去了。
Okay.
好彩你救我，连我都已经不懂上司不懂什么事了。今天晚上是在那个朋友的家，我们打麻将哦。6点要休息吃饭哦，屋主就煮饭了，那我们就吃，4个人坐着吃。吃到一半，我就跟那个屋主讲，我说：“哎，我的人好像很怪怪，好像很累这样。”我讲，假如有什么事情哈，我就叫他打给我的女儿。
I just came back. Then the phone rang, and then I rushed down. She was already in cold sweat, and she felt uneasy. She feels like vomiting. So I went to her bag to search for the mean. By the time I turned back, she was already like out of breath and everything. So I called 995. The person who answered the call said, "Put on the floor, you can't do CPR on the sofa." Within like maybe 1 minute, there were already a lot of first responders like him. They said, "I'm here to help." I said, "Okay, cool, good."
So, because I brought the AED with me, so I was setting it up. People were taking turn to do CPR on her. Just doing whatever we can to help lah.
So within maybe 5 minutes, the ambulance came. So from the time it happened to the hospital, I think it's like maybe 10-15 minutes.
This is actually what we want to achieve for Singapore, where we have more people like Jun Wei as community first responders. So anywhere in Singapore, anything happens, there will be people who roughly know what to do and willing to step up and help. And this helps in survival.